Hello, everyone. I miss you guys so much, and I wish we were back in classes. So, today we're going to be talking about solids and liquids. And we already talked about how certain materials and objects can change its property. So, today we're going to mostly uh, be talking about solids and liquids. Before we get started, let's go over our I can statement. I can recognize solids and liquids. So solids are an object that keep their own shape and do not flow in a given temperature. So this right here is a solid. The softball is a solid. As you can hear, it's hard. It's a circle and it will never lose its shape. Can you guys think of another solid? I'm going to give you guys like 2 or 1 minute. So another solid is a hard table, a book, trees, that's all solids. A soccer ball, glass. Now, liquid does not have their own shape, but can take the shape of a container that they are in and can flow at a given temperature. So this right here is water, and it's a liquid. As you can see, the water is formed as the shape of the water bottle, but it can flow at a given temperature. It will always be a liquid. So let's talk about an ice cube. An ice cube is hard, right? But once we melt it at a certain temperature, it will turn into a liquid. But if we refreeze that liquid, it will be turning into an ice cube, which is a solid. So today we are going to be observing. We're going to be making this science experiment that's going to be a hard solid, but then it's also going to turn into a liquid, okay? So we're going to be observing it. There's a worksheet that I will explain later in the video that you will need to complete whenever you do your science experiment. So an observation is like looking, feeling, smelling, and hearing something and taking notes of it, okay? So now that we got all that, I am going to play this Go Noodle for you.
How to make oobleck.
Oobleck is a scientific phenomenon. It's a liquid like water and a solid like a rock at the same time. I didn't invent it, but I could have.
You'll need a mixing bowl, a measuring cup, a spoon, cornstarch, water, and food coloring. Step 1. Add 1 3/4 cups of cornstarch to the bowl.
Cornstarch is a powdery substance made from the inside of a kernel of corn.
Step 2. Measure 1 cup of water and add in 10 drops of food coloring. The more drops you add, the darker it gets.
Water is? Never mind. You know what water is, right?
Step 3. Slowly pour the colored water into the cornstarch as you stir.
This is where the scientific magic happens.
Step 4. Keep stirring. It's tough until it blends together and starts to thicken and become oobleck. Pick up a bunch, squeeze it tightly in your hand, and it's solid like a ball. Open up your hand, and it turns to liquid and drips through your fingers. Ooey gooey oobleck. This stuff is fun. How cool is this?
It's a solid. It's a liquid. It's alive. It's alive. Sorry, I got carried away there.
Feel the oobleck. Be the oobleck. Go from a solid to a liquid. Solid and melt. 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 I'm oobleck.
It's alive.
So now that you guys know what we're going to be doing, let's review it. So we're going to be making oobleck. And oobleck is a solid, but once you put it in your hand, the temperature of your hand will melt it. But then once it's in the bowl, it's going to be a solid, and then it's going to melt it. So Remember in the video, the girl said this is a solid, nice and tight, and then the liquid's flowy. Solids are tight, and liquids are flowy, okay? So now I'm going to be explaining the worksheet that you will be completing when you create your own oobleck. So on this worksheet, you guys are going to be drawing a picture of your oobleck, what it looks like, feels like, smell like, and sound like. Now that you know what to do on the worksheet, I have uploaded a video of me completing and doing the science experiment. So go watch that and base that on your science experiment. Hi guys, we are going to make oobleck. All you need is water, cornstarch, a spoon, a measuring cup, and a bowl. I'm using a Tupperware bowl for this, but you can use any size you would like. And you definitely need some paper towels because it will get messy. And before we start, let's go over some safety rules. Do not eat anything, do not drink anything, okay? And try and be careful while pouring stuff in. Make sure your hands are over the bowl so it won't get anywhere else. And make sure there's a parent helping you out as well. Let's get started. So, we're going to use the cornstarch. It's a powdery substance. Now with this measuring cup, which is 1 cup, we're going to put in a half of a cup in. That was a little too much. As you can see, it is messy. So now I'm going to put it in the bowl. I'm going to scrape it out. Now I'm going to put water in the measuring cup. And I'm going to put in 3/4 of water. Now I'm going to pour the water in the bowl with the cornstarch. So it should look like this. Now I'm going to take my spoon and mix it in. You might need to put in a little bit more cornstarch if it's really watery. That may happen. So I need to put a little bit more cornstarch in. So I'm just going to take some out of the thing and pour some in. Just a little bit. And mix it. So what you're looking for is a hard substance. So just pour cornstarch until you get that gooey, hard feeling, just like this. See how it's really hard to stir? So now I'm just going to go in and do it with my hands. Uh-oh, it's working. So now, come here, you can see that it's hard, but once you pick it up, it melts in your hand. You can also use food coloring as well, but just make sure that you're wearing gloves because this food coloring may stain your hands. Okay. So before we wrap up, let's review. So a solid is really hard and a liquid is flowy. So a solid, like I said, could be a softball, anything hard, and a liquid was water, juice, stuff like that. So let's go over our I can statement. I can recognize solids and liquids. And in the video, you can see that the solid changes its property into a liquid because of the temperature of your hand, okay? So that's what we will be focusing on this whole week. Now it's time to complete your science experiment and make oobleck. And don't forget to work on your worksheet as well. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Bye!